Hello, everyone out there. To all my martial art Tae Kwon Do brothers and sisters, I'm young to you all. I'm young to the elders. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about Tae Kwon Do today. There are two Tae Kwon Dos today, in my opinion. The traditional and the sport. The sport focuses a lot on entertainment. High kicks, high punches, all these new kicks that's been made up and developed over the years. There are actually non-fighting kicks, a lot of them. They're for showmanship and very impractical for the street. And then in the new forms they're doing now with these dance routines, and they're doing with these all kind of clothing they're starting to wear. Doesn't look decent. And to me, it's a disrespect to the ancestors and the old grandmasters of the Tae Kwon Do, and shame on those grandmasters that have sold out to this day. They sold out this day, okay? Wanting to fit in. Where my teacher, Grandmaster Pak Cho-hee, he didn't care about this crazy stuff, okay? And unfortunately, we lost this great one a few years back, as well as a few other great traditional grandmasters. And the sport Tae Kwon Do, to me, cannot fare well on the street. Now, I'm not saying there's no technique in there that can work, but most of the techniques are for flash and showmanship. And the way you train is the way you're going to react in the street. In this day and time, it's a different demeanor out there. And people are meaner, people have no more conscience about each other, they have no conscience about or honor about human life. But yet on the other side of Tae Kwon Do, you have the traditional, the art that I've studied, the Tae Kwon Do, which means a house of discipline, or the arena of the teaching of virtue, founded by Grandmaster Pak Cho-hee back in Korea in the 1956, 57, around that era. And I like the forms today. We have the traditional forms. And most of the traditional forms, a few of them are 5 to 10 of them, and some of the systems are Japanese-based forms. That's why in the old days, whenever you would see advertisement of Tae Kwon Do on windows, it was always advertised as Korean karate. Because actually, traditional or true Tae Kwon Do is based on the foundations of the Japanese arts. When Japan invaded Korea in 1911 and forced them to oust all the martial arts they was already studying or knew, which is based on a Hararan, okay, and if anyone was caught not learning or studying the Japanese martial arts or Japanese way and Japanese language, they were put to death. Okay, but that's how Korean Tae Kwon Do used to be advertised. And it is a traditional Tae Kwon Do is combat martial art. This stuff they're doing today has not been used on the battlefields. Period. Okay? This is one reason why, too, they walk around cocky, disrespectful, not carrying themselves neatly and right, and not respecting the old ways, because you know what? Grandmaster Jun Wee, who we lost a while ago, maybe a year or so ago, this great traditional grandmaster once said, a martial art without a philosophy, just fighting, is very dangerous. But a martial art with philosophy is a martial way of teaching philosophy, humility, humble, respect, and yes, self-defense, should you need it. So traditional Tae Kwon Do, to this very day, still very powerful. And don't think it's not out there, because it is. There are a lot of traditional Tae Kwon Do grandmasters out there which I wish would start standing up and putting out messages like I'm doing, the only way you're gonna educate is to come out of your closet and speak up for traditional Tae Kwon Do. A lot of these new schools today, you ask them, what Kwon are you from? And they look at you dumbfounded. Kwon? What's that? School, dumbhead. School. Kwon, school. There are originally 8 Kwons that was developed and founded in early Korea. And the final Kwon that was founded was the Kwon I've learned, Kumnuk 1, which is actually called Kumnuk 1. All right? And this is very important to know the histories. A lot of people don't know the histories. And that's a shame. And shame on these teachers, and shame on the way Korea has changed a lot of the way of the martial way of the Tae Kwon Do way for the sake of fame, fortune, and money. You know, and I disagree with a lot of that. So, I'm not saying that there isn't any good Tae Kwon Do out there in this modern day Tae Kwon Do. There are some schools that have kept some of the original way, but I kept the full way. And a few other brothers that I know too have kept the full way of traditional Tae Kwon Do. And we learned to be humble. We didn't walk cocky. We didn't dress any kind of way. We went into school, your hair had to be neatly combed. Your uniform had to be pressed and cleaned every single day. Today, a lot of people don't even press their uniforms. They look like they just got it out of the dryer all crumpled up. Their self-image is gone because, again, lack of correct teaching. And you wonder why so many problems in the world. We, as martial art people, and now I'm talking about, it doesn't matter the style, and at this point what I'm talking about is that if we can get back to teaching the traditional way, which taught philosophy, meditations, humbleness, you know, we can change a lot of people. We, traditional martial art people, and I can't do it by myself, and a few others can't. We need every traditional martial art teacher, a Tae Kwon Do teacher to stand up, come out of the closet, start teaching the correct way. If we can get back to teaching the traditional way, don't you know, and we teach a lot of people the way we was taught, don't you know the world would change? We hold the key. But yet, we're afraid to stand up because you're afraid that somebody may come out and talk against you. So what? The late great Grandmaster Ed Parker had a saying. He was the founder, he was one that brought Kempo Karate here from Hawaii back in the early 50s. He had a saying that when you are stepping on toes, you must be doing something right. Continue to step on the toes. So don't be afraid to stand up for truth, because I'm going to tell you right now, whether you like it or not, truth in its time will prevail. And tradition will come back out of the closet. They're already asking in Korea, some of these associations, can we bring back traditional Tae Kwon Do? If you really want to, you can. That shouldn't even be a question. Just do it. And if you got to stand alone, stand alone. Your light will shine. It could be on a beacon miles away. And they will see the light. The light will penetrate the darkness. It always does. Because just like great Martin Luther King once said, how long can a lie live? Not forever. Because the truth will manifest itself. And this is why a lot of things are coming out of the closet on a lot of people, because truth is starting to manifest itself. The earth is calling out for righteousness in the correct way. And it's coming. So, my Tae Kwon Do brothers and sisters, traditional ones, stand up. Put out some videos like I'm doing. Start teaching and educating through the internet. everything is not about how much money you get. I'm not going to do it because I'm not getting paid for it. Then you know what? Just take your belt off, hang your uniform up, quit. Quit the art. Because you know what? Everything is not about money, especially when it comes to humanity, human life, and trying to change people, trying to change things. We are in a day of corruption. We're in a day where people are calling right wrong and wrong right. It's time to stand up, brothers and sisters, my Tae Kwon Do brothers and sisters, and stand up for your art. If you love it, if you honor it, if you respect your teachers, the elders of the past, and the few grandmasters that are left, they're dependent on us. Stand up, be a warrior. And if you have to go in the battle alone, do it. It will not be a waste of your time in the long run. This is Grandmaster Jim Muse saluting out to you, Anyang, and to my elders, Anyang.